So have any of you ever been to a summer camp? If you have, you probably have not been to one similar to the one I'm going to describe. The camp I'm going to talk about is a camp called Camp Sunshine. Camp Sunshine is a camp specifically for people with special needs or other disabilities. And it is a place that allows them to be, themselves in a no judgment zone and a loving environment. The reason I encourage you all to listen to this is because people with, special needs deserve to be treated equal no matter what, all the time. And the reason I'm credible to talk about this is because last summer I spent a good handful of days being a counselor at this camp. So first I will talk about the camp's most common disability or disorder, and that is Down syndrome. Second, I will talk about I'll talk a little bit about the camp and what the camp's main objective is. Finally, after that, I will help visualize what this camp would be like if these campers are not fortunate enough to receive enough counselors. So this camp is a camp specifically for people with special needs or other disabilities, and it is a place for them to kind of escape and get away from the real world for a little while. As I mentioned earlier, the most common disorder or disability at this camp is Down syndrome. And Down syndrome is one of the most common disorders in the entire world. And there's nothing that really can be done to stop it. It's just something that happens. And the best thing to do is to educate people on the effects of it and how common it really is. So the basic problem is that people are not educated enough. And the reason that this is a problem is because these campers are such amazing people, and sometimes they get overlooked in society, and people don't treat them the way that they deserve to be treated. According to a stat from the CDC, over 6,000 babies are born each year with Down syndrome. So that goes to show that it is a very common disorder, and that I'd be willing to bet that almost all of you listening to this have met somebody in your life or know somebody currently that has this syndrome. So Down syndrome is something that obviously we can't really stop. It's just something that happens. It is a disorder that involves chromosomes and the amount of chromosomes received in an embryo. Over the past 30 or so years, society has gotten way better at accepting and treating people with Down syndrome and other disabilities way better. A stat from DoSomething.org states that in 1983, the life expectancy for somebody with Down syndrome was only 23 years old. And now somebody with Down syndrome, their life expectancy is up to 60 years old. So clearly over the last 30 years, we as a society have gotten way better at accepting and doing enough research to help people with Down syndrome out. Camp Sunshine is a special place for these people to go and express themselves in a loving environment. And as I've said previously, Down syndrome is a very common disorder that will probably have an impact on your life at some point if it has not already. So this is where Camp Sunshine really comes into play. Camp Sunshine, like I said, is a special camp that really allows them to be themselves in a no judgment zone and in a loving environment. The campers themselves will tell you that it is their favorite time of the year, every single year that they're able to go. They look forward to it the day after the day it ends, really. And this camp was developed specifically for people with disabilities and as a chance for them to escape the real world. So Camp Sunshine in Michigan was created in 1983, and it is a place for campers to grow, learn, and build relationships relationships and friendships, and ultimately just have fun with people who love them. This organization has made so many lives better over the past 30 years. Some campers have been coming to this camp since the beginning. The age limit is from 12 to 50, and a lot of campers have come as many times as they possibly can. There are no issues with this camp, in my opinion. Well, I spent a session there last summer, and it was one of the greatest things that I think I've done in my life, just being able to talk to so many different campers of different, so many different campers and everything. I was able to get to know my camper specifically and, build a friendship with him. And to this day, I try to keep in contact as much as I possibly can. And I think that we both feel like there's a little bit of a friendship there, which is something that I am truly grateful for. And this is a camp that desperately needs donations and desperately needs people to volunteer to keep it going. And that is kind of why I'm talking about this. So donating money to this camp would do a whole lot of good for all those campers and all those counselors who want to make the lives of the campers better. And by donating money, you could create new opportunities for these campers, whether that be new camps to attend, different activities, different crafts, a bunch of different options that these campers might not get to enjoy on a daily basis. If money is not donated to this camp, some of these campers could be left out of an amazing experience. And the more money donated to this camp, the more campers get to enjoy and experience it every single year. So in conclusion, first I shared a little bit about the most common disorder present at Camp Sunshine, which is Down syndrome. Second, I talked a little bit about the camp and about its main objective and about just the camp in general. And then finally, after that, I talked a little bit about how this camp is always in need of donations and counselors to keep the camp going on a daily basis. So I encourage all of you to think about donating money and maybe even applying to be a counselor if you have an opportunity to do so. It is a life-changing experience. It changed my life for the better, and I'm so grateful that I was able to attend this camp last summer. I'm sure everybody like you want to make a difference in somebody's life, and being a counselor or donating money to this camp, I think, is the best way to do so. Thank you.